History time!
Knowledge time!
Today we are going to be reacting to the Danish. The Danishes. Is that correct?
Danish, yeah.
Sorry, we don't know what they are doing outside. Like, very good timing, bro. Very good timing. So we're reacting to Denmark. Geography
Denmark.
now.
Huh.
Danish. Yeah.
Danish. So that means a lot of Daniels, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
That's true. That's true. Wait, okay, Ericsson. Alright.
Yeah.
So guys, before we go into the video, we want to know about Denmark. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, guys. Like the video, comment something you want to see on the channel. Yep, and let's just get right into the video. I love this guy's commentary though.
The whole episode I mentioned how I went to Denmark one time and bought a sandwich that was $21. Well, this was that sandwich.
Wait, the same
$21
US dollars.
And my reaction was like, $21? Oh, this better be the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. You got lucky.
Okay, it was really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that means
I love this guy.
probably sandwiches are like
maybe
it's from Denmark. I don't know.
Maybe just ate at a fancy restaurant. Because normally no.
It's time to learn geography now. Hey everybody, I'm your host Far.
Now!
What was that intro, bro?
Yeah, actually Vikings are like, you know, most Viking movies.
Yeah,
Denmark, Norway. Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah, those places.
Scandinavians.
It's time to learn geography now.
No!
Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbie. Legos, Vikings, and Roll med flor. We got a lot to cover, so let's jump in.
Thor.
It's Thor from...
Denmark, the link between the rest of Europe and Scandinavia. So much.
Wait, Thor is what?
Native.
Yeah.
Probably Norwegian or Danish. I don't know, one of those countries.
Denmark is classified as a Nordic country, hence located in the Northern European region, even though it's kind of like the southernmost state in the Nordics. Full disclaimer, ignore Wikipedia. I'm going to pronounce the location names in their proper Danish context. So here we go. Denmark is made of the YOUUU, not Jutland Peninsula that connects to Germany in the south, as well as 1,419 islands. Of those, only 443 are named and 74 are inhabited. With the largest island being Sjælland, not Zealand, which is not to be confused with Dutch.
Yeah, I love you, man. I love you. It's like, not this.
Which is not to be confused with New Zealand, although they did get their name.
I can't take it. That's too much information.
It is connected to Fyn Island,
Nah, this is how to teach history, bro.
not Fyn Island, by the Great Belt Bridge completed in 1998. The country is divided into 5 regions, the capital being Copenhagen, located on Sjælland. Copenhagen is home to a myriad of historical sites, palaces, statues, residential units that are all the same height and style, with pockets of colorful
look at the
palaces,
buildings in
statues,
Denmark, bro.
units that are all
Similar
the same
to UK though.
Yeah, kind of.
I know, is it UK or Italy? I don't know.
Most European countries
that's true.
Style with pockets of colorful, quaint, cozy shops and cafes and dangerous bicycle lanes that you are not supposed to walk on. Now this is where things are going.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, that was special. Wow.
That you are not supposed to walk.
Wow. So they have for bikers, they have for pedestrians.
Okay, that's cool.
Now this is where things are going to get a little spiced up. And by spiced up, I mean freezing cold and covered in whale blubber. Denmark, for those of you who didn't know, is a kingdom, one of the last surviving ones in Europe, and is currently under the headship of chain-smoking Queen Margaret II. These still fall under Danish sovereignty and make up the massive Greenland island and the little Faroe Islands. Both of these places are radically different from mainland Denmark. For one, Greenland is primarily inhabited by native Inuit tribal peoples that live on the island and is 80% covered in ice year-round.
No fucking way, bro. Year-round. These guys, people that live here, they can't survive in Cyprus summer. They cannot.
At all.
That would be very bad change of weather for them. They probably get sick.
Wow, that's
80% ice all year round. So they don't get summer then? Let's know, guys.
That means it's even like colder than UK.
Of course, bro. All year round.
Faroe Islands are a conglomeration of 20-ish mystical, cloudy, windy islands that have this crazy-looking lake that looks like it's about to spill over the cliffs into the ocean. These 2 areas have their own self-governing home rule, otherwise only depending on Denmark for military, justice, currency, and foreign affairs. Otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, historically, they did try to kind of create an empire by colonizing parts of the Caribbean, Ghana, India, and then the Nicobar Islands in the Indian Ocean, but they kind of ran out.
Denmark was a colonizer as well?
Of money and ended up selling everything to other countries. Too bad. It would be awesome to see people in the Indian Ocean speaking Danish. Nonetheless, mainland Denmark is kind of like a fast-moving economic machine. Let's talk about how. when it comes to land makeup, Denmark is pretty flat. I mean, the highest point, Møllehøj, is only about 170 meters tall, and it looks
Wow.
Wow.
So no mountains then.
Wait, what about the last ones? The ones we saw.
Which one?
Like there was a tall mountain like that.
Maybe it was just flat, so it's just into the ocean, I guess. Maybe it's just like normal.
like this. Otherwise, only about 13% of the country is forested, including the tree plantations, and the rest is pretty much used for agriculture that can produce enough food to feed about 15 million people.
Can you?
70 meters tall, and it looks like this.
This is the highest point.
Otherwise, only about 13% of the country is forested, including the tree plantations, and the rest is pretty much used for agriculture that can produce enough food to feed about 15 million people. It's about 3 times the size of their entire population. Good for you, Denmark. But one thing Denmark is actually famous for growing is non-produce plants like grass, fodder, and Christmas trees. The highly sought-after Danish Nordmann fir has been classified as the Rolls-Royce of Christmas trees, and every year investors from Germany, the Netherlands, and even the UK jump in at the end of November and grab whatever they can before it's gone. Now, one thing
So
you
this
need
is the best year for Denmark then. This is the best time of the year.
To make money.
to know is that, like many other areas in the Nordic region, Denmark's weather can be quite dreary. First of all, Denmark is the only Nordic country
obviously,
that
I
doesn't
won't be
really
surprised, man. Like, after what we've seen, like 30% ice, so obviously, like.
get a lot of snow. Denmark is
doesn't
kind of like
get
the
a lot of
mud pit
snow.
located below the jet stream blocked by Norway and the UK. This means that even though it gets really cold, pressure systems rarely cause snow. This is also pretty much why everybody dresses like a J. Crew fall fashion line model on the streets. If you're gonna get wet and freezing, you may as well look good while doing it. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, pretty much the rest of Denmark is just rolling green plains with sandy beaches and quirky little islands that people like to hop over for camping trips in the summer. If we were gonna talk about Greenland and the Faroe Islands, we would get a radically different story of
Sorry, Greenland and Faroe Islands, are they like under Denmark or they're like a sovereign country?
mind-boggling, captivating cliffs, bluffs, sea stacks, glaciers, fissures, icebergs, and mountains. If you don't know what a Mulan is, it's not this, but this.
Mulan. This guy is so stupid. This guy is so stupid.
You know what a Mulan is? It's not this.
You know the castle?
Yeah.
But this.
This Mulan
Damn.
Oh my god. Swallow his school bus.
is large enough to swallow a school bus.
It's so... Wait, where does it go?
But we'll have to say that for another video.
Wait.
Where does that go?
I don't understand. Like, it's ice as well.
Like melting ice, I guess.
Bus.
But where do...
And I'm
But
still
we'll
sure
have to
some
say that
people
for
will be
another
so crazy
tempted to
enough.
go inside?
Yeah, crazy enough to like check what's down
Come
there.
out in 9,374 years. In the meantime, let's talk about the people.
Okay, I'm interested. Oh, blacks?
Now, this is going to get really fun. Denmark's people are really unique in their cultural, historical, and postmodern upbringing. First of all, the country has about 5.7 million people and is one of the highest taxed countries in the world.
Oh, wow.
89% of the country identifies as ethnically Danish, about 11% are others. Some of the largest groups in the other category being the Polish, Germans, Turkish,
Turkish,
Romanians,
wow, okay.
Iraqis, and Afghans. Now, when it comes to Danish culture, there's a lot behind it, but in a nutshell, Vikings. Vikings pretty much had their start in what is now present-day Denmark and pretty much dominated all of the Nordic regions as far as Newfoundland in Canada to Estonia, which is why most of the Nordic
Estonia
states
as
and
well.
regions can pretty much understand each other when they talk. Danes, Swedes,
Ooh,
Norwegians, why most of the Nordic
the
states
Nordic
and regions
states.
can pretty much understand each other when they talk. Danes, Swedes, Norwegians, and
Okay, they call them Danes, not Danish. Danish is the country.
Icelanders can generally understand each other as they
And
have
the fact that their flags look similar.
Similar, true though, true. It's like they mixed some with some.
Yeah.
You know, they mixed the mixture of Denmark with Norway. Mixed Iceland.
Yeah.
same basic linguistic structure. Sure, there are subtle discrepancies, but overall they can kind of get by conversationally.
Wait, what about Finland? Okay.
Olen saunassa, jos jotain asia.
Oh.
Granted, there's a saying.
That sounds so sexy though.
Olen saunassa, jos jotain asia.
Oh.
Granted, there's a saying. The Norwegian and Swedish languages sound like dancing fairies, whereas the Danish language sounds like a dude with a potato in his mouth.
Okay, probably like,
Danish, full disclosure,
yeah.
it's gonna
Azerian.
suck. The J makes the Y sound, the Y makes the U sound, the V makes a W sound, the R makes a R sound, the H is silent half the time.
How do you know these things? Wait, where's this guy from?
It's knowledgeable, I swear to God, man. Like, it's fucking
Exactly, like
knowledgeable.
it can literally pretend to be like a native of another country.
Tell you how much he knows about
It probably knows Nigeria more than me. Like,
letters
I don't
are
think he has
never even
done.
used and don't even get started on a, and o. I kind of discovered a little trick though when I went to Denmark. When speaking Danish, all you really have to do is kind of like pronounce the first part of the word that you think makes a sound and then just kind of like give up on the rest of the word. For example, Copenhagen. For example, Copenhagen, I'm literally just listing names of places in Copenhagen that I've been to. Honestly though, you really won't have much of a problem getting around if you speak English. Over 80% of the entire country, mostly the younger generation, speaks proficient English to the point where they don't even need subtitles when watching American TV shows.
Oh!
Also, keep in mind, Greenland has its own language that is completely unintelligible as it's an Inuit language closer to the indigenous Inuktitut and Yupik languages found in Canada and Alaska. As it's an Inuit language closer to the indigenous Inuktitut and Yupik languages found in Canada and Alaska, and Faroese.
Wait, what's serious with that?
Inuktitut and Yupik languages found in Canada and Alaska, and Faroese is pretty hard for most Danish people to grasp as it actually has more words rooted in the ancient Norse language, and it's actually more intelligible to Icelandic. Back to culture though, Denmark has definitely left its mark.
So on TikTok, I saw like they were speaking ancient Norse language, and it was so good. Wow.
Whether it's notable figures like author Hans Christian Andersen, philosopher Søren Kierkegaard,
I doubt I know anyone.
that's actually how you pronounce his name.
Wow.
It's not
Wow.
Andersen, philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, or whether that's actually how you pronounce his name. Wow. It's not Søren Kierkegaard. It's or whether it be the invention of the Loud or Legos or their love of handball, their impeccable architecture, love of cuisine. Noma in Copenhagen, by the way, being voted the best restaurant in the world.
that's it.
Places that feature live ants and moss. If you're really gonna get a feel for Danish culture, though, you kind of have to know about janteloven and hygge. The funny thing is, Danes
Wait,
are
yeah, why are pronounced as you?
Yeah,
I've noticed in most of
kind of brought up in a
pronunciations.
social mindset that is kind of integrated into their subconscious, known as janteloven, which kind of translates to something like "you are not better than the crowd," which I know sounds kind of depressing, but it's really trying to instill a sense of equality and community cooperation. Hygge translates to something
But
like
are there lots of black people in this place?
Probably. He said it sounds depressing.
spend good times with friends and family, and it's like a cozy thing. Of course, Denmark is known for being ranked one of the happiest overall countries, even though they are also kind of one of the highest ranked consumers of antidepressants as well. But hey, they still pull off everyday life,
Even Norway as well, I think.
even if it's during one of those really loud annual emergency drills.
Okay, Christine, explain what's happening right now.
Denmark is testing the sirens for warfare. Yeah, when we're being attacked by the Germans again.
I'm scared. I'm really
Like maybe one of their famous YouTubers.
Let's run to the security basement.
The Germans are coming! Speaking of Germans,
Wait, that was him.
Yeah, that was what? It was what?
the Germans are coming! Speaking of Germans,
Looks like Steve.
Friends,
now, we all know that
friends.
one person we're all kind of jealous of because they're kind of rich, well-adjusted, and have a ton of friends, and they're like kind of good-looking. Well, that's Norway. Denmark is a little bit rockier. No, but seriously, for such a small nation, Denmark has a huge entourage of friends, and it's almost kind of hard for anyone in the world to dismiss them at a party. As a founding member of the EU and NATO, Denmark has had roots planted in diplomacy for decades. First off, Denmark generally gets along with Germany. Business between the Germans is a hugely integral part of their economy, and Denmark acts like the gateway to Scandinavia for them and the rest of Europe. The US and the UK are incredibly close as both tangible and cultural imports have been established for centuries. For a while, the Danes even took over parts of the UK, which is why to this day the English language still retains hundreds of Norse-derived words like leg, dog, and window. The closest friends, though, would have to be the Nordic countries, Finland,
I mean,
Sweden,
German
Norway,
language too. Similar to English.
and Iceland. These four are without a doubt Denmark's closest friends, even though Sweden and them have kind of had more wars and battles historically than any other two states in the
Break it
world.
up.
They've moved on and grown up. Out of the Nordic countries, though, Norway would probably be considered their best friends. Danes are obsessed with Norwegians and often consider Norway the girlfriend they took away from Sweden. In conclusion, Denmark is the rich,
Sweden.
rainy rascal that always seems to show up on time for every party, but somehow gets all his work done in an organized, efficient manner. Stay tuned, Djibouti is coming up next.
That was 9 minutes and it was so good.
It was so informative.
That was really good.
That was impressive, man, honestly, and entertaining as well.
Yeah. So if you guys love this one, you know what to do. Danish people, how do we say hello in Danish, guys?
Probably hello.
Alright guys, till we see you next time, guys. Peace.